show is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp makes it easy to get matched online with a qualified therapist. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/super. That's betterhelp.com/super. Harry Potter killed Dobby the house elf. And I can prove it.
Harry Potter meant to maim or seriously injure Dobby.
Hey, brother! Yeah, buckle up, folks. We're in for a news fest. That's code for doozy because the episode could be sad. I'm already combating it. We can do this! Anyway, Dobby is, of course, one of the purest and most beloved characters in our vast landscape of a story. He's, of course, silly, funny, adorable, and occasionally misguided.
Your bludger?
Yes.
Attaway, Dobbert. Attaway! But he's also brave, earnest, and loyal, completely and utterly of his own accord. He makes friends easily and stands by those friends and stands up for what is right. In some ways, he almost reminds me of Sirius at his core, would rather die than betray his friends. And in some ways, that might be exactly what happened. Now, obviously, it's easy to blame Bellatrix for this death because she does, after all, throw a knife at him with the intended purpose of killing him, and it does hit him, and he does die. But I am here to tell you that while she may have delivered the blow, it's Harry who sealed Dobby's fate. Hey, brother! But y'all, I want you to take a brief pause right there to give a huge thank you to today's sponsor, Shopify. Ben Lure incoming. Before I ever said, hey, brother, for the first time, I was scrubbing fish bowls. Really big fish bowls, maybe, but that was the gig. I especially like growing coral and thought it was cool that I was doing it in the mountains. So for a brief spell, I ran a website called Mountain Corals. And as you can imagine, despite holding the title of Chief Scrubber, I knew nothing about running a website. Fortunately, Shopify knows everything I don't. And they've got range. So anything from my hyper simple mountain corals all the way to the likes of Gymshark, Heinz, or Mattel. For me, aside from templates and customer service though, having shipping resources on hand was clutch because all corals require overnight shipping. Yeah, it's true. I also got these little urine containers that I put them in to keep them nice and safe so they didn't get all knocked about. So even though ultimately the world of YouTube managed to outpace coral farmer, Shopify has been a vital tool in my journey in more ways than one. So now it is time to turn your what ifs into with Shopify today. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/SCB. Again, that is shopify.com/SCB. One last time for safety, shopify.com/SCB. Link in the description down below. Now back to the video. I will have you guys know that I had to watch and also read Dobby's death again in order to write this, and for that, you're welcome, and also I hate you.
Help me!
You're tacky and I hate you.
I mean, not literally, y'all are wonderful, but you get it. But let's just jump right on into this one because I think unlike many videos, we need to start with the answer and conclude with the supporting evidence. The premise begins with Harry's introduction to our beloved Dobster at Privet Drive, when Harry is in his room making no noise and pretending to not exist, or at least that's what he intends to do, but can't because he has a very unavoidable house elf on his bed. Woohoo! We learn right away that Dobby has found some measure of loophole in order to visit the Dursleys and warn Harry to not return to school for his second year because danger awaits.
You've murdered my cat.
Not killed.
Dobby only meant to maim or seriously injure.
But Harry's all, Hogwarts is my home! And we're all like, yeah, but Harry, if you just listened and went on to live a muggle existence, then maybe Dobby could have lived, okay?
Okay, sorry.
Selfish much? You know, Harry? I mean, I'm just kidding, of course. I mean, he dies for everyone. He's a good dude. But also, Dobby does it first. So, copycat much? Geez, man, come up with your own material. Lazy. Right away, though, we're introduced to the dangers that lie ahead for year 2, and also that Dobby is going to go to lengths to save Harry's life.
Why is it always me?
He's hidden letters from Harry's friends to make him think that they've abandoned him. He blocks the platform to the Hogwarts Express to prevent Harry and Ron from boarding the train. And last but certainly not least,
You made that bludger chase after me?
you know, he really likes that maim or seriously injure approach. I dare say it's third on his list after Harry and then, of course, Socks.
Better clear off before my bones come back.
But Dobby's heart is obviously in the right place, even if he's limited in terms of how he's able to ultimately intervene. And in time, we learn that Dobby belongs to the Malfoys and discovered the plot to reopen the Chamber of Secrets in advance. Then Harry, chosen one that he is, defies all of Dobby's obstacles, but recognizing his terrible existence and the core sentiment behind the house elf's attempts to blockade him, Harry tricks Malfoy into handing Dobby Harry's own slimy sock. And Dobby is free! Afterward is when the key discussion takes place, when Dobby asks Harry if there is anything at all he can do to repay Harry for his kindness, and Harry makes the following request. Promise never to try and save my life again. The elf's ugly brown face splits suddenly into a wide, toothy smile. And here's where things get interesting, because this is in no way an unbreakable vow, at least not in the way that we understand them. But then, house elves do possess a completely different brand of magic.
Are you saying you can operate in and out of this room? Could you take us with you?
Of course, I'm an elf.
So humble, am I right? And yet, that particular occasion is of important note because
Help us.
Harry and company are trapped in the basement of Malfoy Manor, and none other than Dobby arrives and...
Dobby's come to rescue Harry Potter, of course.
Oh no, oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Dobby, you can't! No! Dobby! But you, of course, know what happens next.
Help me!
I hate it. I hate it. It's the worst. I mean, it might be some of Dan Rad's best acting, but boy, howdy, it stings. Like someone just took a knife and just... Too soon? Too soon. I think I know how to lighten the mood. That's better. Okay, so clearly you see where I'm going with this. Harry makes Dobby promise to never try and save his life again. And here is Dobby explicitly saving his life again.
Again? Freaking again!
You see? So that's where the question comes into play, because as mentioned, this is not an unbreakable vow. No magic was involved in Dobby's promise. It's clearly not meant to be a
binding magical contract
of any kind. But it does resolve in exactly the way an unbreakable vow would resolve if, you broke the vow.
You die.
But this is where Dobby's loyalty to Harry is at the root of the question.
Dobby will always be there for Harry Potter.
Always.
Dobby's actually able to defy the wishes of the Malfoys to try and warn Harry of the dangers in his second year. This is despite the fact that Dobby is very much so in whatever kind of magical enslavement that binds a house elf to their master.
I said I kicked Dobby down the stairs.
In fact, it is so powerful that even when Harry becomes Master of Creature, per Sirius's will, Creature truly cannot disobey a direct order from Harry. Won't. Creature's voice had risen to a scream. Harry could think of nothing to say except, "Creature, shut up!" It looked for a moment as though Creature was going to choke. He grabbed his throat, his mouth still working furiously, his eyes bulging. After a few seconds of frantic gulping, he threw himself face forward onto the carpet and beat the floor with his hands and feet, giving himself over to a violent but entirely silent tantrum. This is the typical magical contract that exists between wizards and house elves on display. Creature absolutely does not want to abide by Harry's command and resents this passage of command from Sirius to Harry. However, he cannot disobey a direct order. He can, of course, find wiggle room within an order to behave counter to his master's demands. This is exactly what happens when Sirius orders Creature to get out, something Harry, of all people, is actually quick to realize. "He couldn't have left, could he?" said Harry. "I mean, when you said out, maybe he thought you meant get out of the house?" Sirius contests this right away, but Dumbledore does confirm later that this is exactly what happened. That detail is vital to point out, though, not because after being freed from the Malfoys, Dobby finds a new master or anything. I mean, of course, instead he finds employment.
I'm escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism.
The Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
What is important to realize, though, is that Dobby seems to now be operating under an enforcement of his own design. And we see it best in Half-Blood Prince, when Harry is highly suspicious of Draco's movements throughout the course of the year and suddenly has a brain blast. There was a way to have Malfoy followed. How could he have forgotten? Why hadn't he thought of it before? But the question was, how to call him? What did you do? Quietly, tentatively, Harry spoke into the darkness. Creature? Creature appears on the spot, but he's not alone. He was in the act of wrestling with, you guessed it, Dobby. I personally like to think Dobby just hit him with the old frog splash, as it were. Oh, Dobby. He would look so great with a mustache and red spandex, right? On second thought, maybe just the mustache to start. In this scene, Harry asks both Creature and Dobby to tail Draco, and growing wise to Sirius's mistake, gives them all sorts of very specific instructions as to not tip him off along the way. And those are all really good safeguards. However, well, they've been following Malfoy for me, he said. Night and day, croaked Creature. Dobby has not slept for a week, Harry Potter, said Dobby, proudly swaying where he stood. Come on, Harold. You gotta let him sleep.
Okay, sorry.
But also the point I'm trying to illustrate is that Dobby was following Harry's command to the letter. And of course, Harry isn't his master. Dobby has no master. He is completely and truly a free elf.
Dobby is a free elf.
Also, just a small brief micro theory as long as we're here. What Dobby and Creature discover while tailing Malfoy is that he's going to the Room of Requirement, another place that you have to be very specific about what you're asking it for. You've got to ask it for exactly what you need. Like, oh, I don't want any Carrow supporters to be able to get in. And it'll do it for you. You've just got to make sure you close the loopholes. Neville's the man. And who is it that shows Harry the Room of Requirement in the first place? Dobby! So I think that there's a chance that house elves may be the architects of the Room of Requirement.
Neat, right?
Anyway, back to Dobby and, his death. I should have changed subjects. It was just this miserable coming back to this again. But here's the thing. Dobby comes in clutch for Harry constantly. As mentioned, he shows him the requirement. He is the one who actually gives Harry the gillyweed. Sorry, Neville. He warns Harry that Umbridge is coming to disrupt the DA, and he tails Draco, giving Harry valuable intel. All of those things are helpful. None of them save his life. The gillyweed is the closest, though, given what we know from the Cursed Child. Failing at the second task in the Triwizard Tournament can cause death by embarrassment. Oh no, I'm sorry, I actually misread it. It's turning into a Death Eater out of embarrassment. Huh. That's weird. It's winning the third task that kills you. Or who knows, maybe he was embarrassed he tied. You almost know that's how Amos felt.
This is my boy!
Embarrassed me in front of everyone! Oh, that'd be a horrible reaction.
But I don't talk about that.
But when Dobby arrives at Malfoy Manor, he says it himself.
Dobby's come to rescue Harry Potter, of course.
The proof is in the
Pudding.
Pudding.
Dobby creates his own magical contracts, made a promise to Harry, and even in saving Harry's life, costs him his own.
Dobby is happy to be with his friend, Harry Potter.
Okay, so do I fully subscribe to this? It's almost not even the point, but there is value that even Dobby's death aids Harry in his ultimate quest. Take this passage. He dug with a kind of fury, relishing the manual work, glorying in the non-magic of it, for every drop of his sweat and every blister felt like a gift to the elf who had saved their lives. Grief, it seemed, drove Voldemort out, though Dumbledore, of course, would have said that it was love. So even if Dobby's own commitment to his word with Harry somehow was in play, it still contributed to Voldemort's ultimate destruction in more ways than one. I mean, just even consider this, for example. If he speaks ill of the Malfoys at all, people he hates, by the way, he has to physically punish himself. In this particular case, he is breaking a promise to someone he loves. No matter what, though, this whole idea is thanks. I hate it. Y'all, thank you so much as always for tuning in to today's episode. Be sure to like it and subscribe so you don't miss any future Harry Potter action from us. If you'd like to know the inspiration behind this particular idea, we do a concept called Theories Out of a Hat, where we take bad theories and try to support them at all costs. This is one of those theories, and we were like, wait a second, there might actually be something to this. But if you'd like to see the entire episode, you can do so right over here. Otherwise, until next time, don't forget, ducks go in cups.
Harry, you put your rubber duck in a goblet of fire.